Meanwhile, students returned there today. Many were unhappy about the senseless damage.
It's kind of weird because, you don't have the main part of our school. Half my classes were in the part that burned down, and it's, it's weird that, you don't have your whole school anymore. But
school officials say they will have to wait for an insurance adjuster's assessment of the damage before they can plan their rebuilding.
Madison, Minnesota today for the first time since last Friday's fire, and that story's in our look around the region tonight. Fire destroyed much of the school's high school, that is, and today the students went to class in a building donated by St. Michael's Roman Catholic Church. An adult and 2 juveniles have been charged in that fire.
Back in session in Madison today, 5 days after fire caused heavy damage to the town's only school. A Madison High School senior and 2 juveniles have been charged with setting fire to the school last Friday. 712's Mark Foreman reports.
For the first time in 79 years, classes were not being held in the original Madison school building. Instead, some students were sent across the street to an empty parochial school.
Well, I think for the first day back, things are going very well. I think the students seem to be ready to come back, and they're adjusting very, very well to the new environment.
Students spent a lot of time talking about the fire, not about the 3 people accused of starting it.
Nobody really says anything, but I'm sure there's a lot of hate. I mean, they just burnt our school. I don't see why anybody would want to do that.
Missing from the classroom was senior Keith Bleasy, who made his first appearance in district court this morning. Bail was set at $5,000 for the 18-year-old, who together with 2 juveniles is charged with second-degree arson and first-degree burglary. Bleasy and his 2 accomplices allegedly tried to start a fire here in the boiler room. When that failed, they headed up to the library and set fire to a pile of books.
There was identification made of the individual at the scene, and then they were questioned at a later date.
Tollefson says the arson charge carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in jail and a $20,000 fine, 20 years and a $35,000 fine for the burglary charge. He says it's too early to tell what would happen to the juveniles if they were found guilty. Meanwhile, crews continue to sift through this soggy rubble. The school's computer room received extensive damage. Some trophies have been recovered. Superintendent Virgil Lickness says it could be weeks before he gets a damage estimate.
I would hope that even though we do not have some of the supplies and some of the books, that there's an education going on that perhaps will be one of the more memorable events of their school, and in terms of establishing sets of values that each of us may carry with us the rest of our lives.